we have another topic to run through. If you're new here, this is ID Analytics way of giving back to our vibrant community of data analysts, where we share and then we inspire each other. If you've trained under the ID Analytics cohorts, you'll be in a community. And then for others who are data enthusiasts as well, we we formed a community where we share, where we help each other, and then where we socialize. um I want to introduce ID Analytics, what we do. ID Analytics is a data analytics training firm where we empower individuals and organizations to harness the transformative power of data through tailored training and consulting by ensuring they thrive in today's analytics driven landscape. If you're a business owner or a data enthusiast, or you're just starting in the data space and you're looking to enhance your skills or to help your business in making data driven decisions, IG Analytics is the place to be. We are just a click away to attend to your data needs. So today we have Mr. Muhsin in the house. He's a business intelligence manager and he's also the one leading the ID Analytics operation. So if you've not met him or you've not heard from him, that would be quite strange, because if you're in the data space, you should be familiar with the name. I'll be speaking briefly about Mr. Muhsin before I hand over the mic to him. He is a Microsoft certified trainer. He has trained over 5,000 people in data analytics, and I'm one of his trainees as well, and I currently work with him. He's a community leader as technical officer for Power Platform User Group in Nigeria, where he mentored aspiring data professionals and he promotes BI best practices. He helped organizations turn data into strategic advantages and revenue generating products. Currently, he's leading business intelligence at OnePort 365, where he recently built Data 365, a B2B, business to business SaaS trade intelligence platform, analyzing African import-export data with projected $160,000 plus ARR. So I will be handing over the mic for now to Mr. Muhsin to run us through. For the next one, we'll be listening to him. Mr. Muhsin, you're welcome.
Thank you so much, Missy. Please confirm, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
You're audible, sir, yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much and welcome to this month's webinar by ID Analytics. Thanks for the introduction. Thanks for joining us, Sharifa. We hope all this would join us to progress. Again, I envisage that maybe a lot of people might not be available today, considering that we're still on breaks, kind of, and work resumes next week. But regardless, we would proceed with this and we would go on with what we have planned for today. Hopefully, whoever misses this and is interested in catching up, they can do that via the recording. So the session has been recorded. Today like Messi mentioned, we started the Power BI series, I think February, and so far this would be the fourth series. We had an introduction to Power BI as a whole in February. In March, we had Toba speak to us about Power Query and data cleaning techniques. Then in April, we had Olabisi, who came in to discuss data modeling with us. And today we want to talk about data visualization. Why visualization? Many times, a lot of people think that data visualization is pretty much just the ability of being able to put together some charts, some graphs. And again, because Power BI allows for a good level of drag and drop. So a lot of people take it to mean that so long as they understand the Power BI interface, they would be able to put together something meaningful. Yes, they might be able to, but it might not just answer the business questions that you have at hand. So today I want to quickly run us through in the space of about 45 minutes. What are some of the basics? What are some of the things that we need to pay attention to, put into consideration when it comes to data visualization, and how you can make your visualization a bit more impactful in the way that you present it, such that you are hitting the nails on the head. I'm gonna share my screen now, so we can get into this just a second. All right, gonna share let me share the entire screen, full screen. If anyone has any question as to progress, feel free to open with your questions. I'm happy to take them as we progress. If you would also want to wait till the end of the session, that's equally fine. So let me. This is what we have. I mean, so this is a data model that's already been built. One of the things that we did in the last session was to go through some of the nitty gritties of building a data model and how this will influence what you're able to report on. Just for the sake of recapitulation, what you see here is a data model. Let me try to zoom into this. So this is a data model, and essentially the data model is going to give you a more physical look at the ways your data are arranged within the business. This is what I mean. So every single business that you have today, they have things that are important to them. And when we say things that are important to them, these are the things that we put together by the name dimensions. So if you are in the financial services space, for example, part of the things that would be important to you as a bank or a fintech, for example, are your customers or your products, because again, the products are the things you're selling, the customers are the ones that are buying the product. So those are important to you. So those primarily become what is called the dimension. If you are in the logistics space and you're a logistics company that has assets, for example, a GIG, for example, who has their trucks, they have their vans, they're able to deliver directly without a third party. If you're in such industry, one of the things that would be important to you are your assets, maybe your trucks, because those are the things that you're using to run your business processes. Again, your customers would also be important to you. Product in the sense of a GIG might not be so important. Maybe they have just a single product, so they are not reporting across multiple products. So in that wise, in a logistics organization who has asset, what may be important to them is maybe dimensions around their asset, around their customers, and the likes of those. So that is how dimensions are created. You just think around what are the things that this business processes revolve around. And every single thing that you see around here, there are dimensions. So ship mode for this business is a dimension because they have different ship modes, and these different ship modes translate to the different revenue lines, translate to we being able to know which of these are our customers buying the most and the likes of those. And what you have that actually records your business activity, your business event, what is happening day to day in your business is the fact table itself. So in a data model, you would have fact tables, you would have dimension tables. Depending on how these are connected, this could result into a star schema, a snowflake schema, a galaxy schema, and the likes of those. So you can, whoever misses the missed the last session can catch up on YouTube. All right, so we have the data model already set. So now we want to begin to build our report. One of the things that we need to one of the things that we need to pay attention to first when you want to build your report is what will be two things: what will be the layout of your report, and what will be, excuse me, someone's mic is out. All right. So one of the things that you want to pay attention to, two things. Number one is you want to pay attention to the layout of your report itself, and you also want to pay attention to the colors you use on report. But let me put this out there. One of the things that people do is they tend to, when it comes to the design of the report itself, again, before now, I used to not be so particular about how my report is designed. The design is has usually been an aftermath. It's an afterthought. It used to be an afterthought, but now, because of some stakeholders that I've worked with, one of the things people will tell you is your stakeholders, they don't care about how your report looks. They only care about the numbers. That is only partly true. I've worked with some stakeholders who are as equally keen about how your report looks. So they don't just want to consume your numbers over a rough surface. They want to consume your numbers in a logical, coherent, visually appealing way. And if you happen to work with such stakeholders, you need to pay attention to how you lay out things on your report. You need to pay attention to how you combine colors on your report. So one of the things I've seen people do is to always come here to view and then they select some of these traditional Power BI teams. This might work if you're still if you're still a beginner, but this is not the way to go. So long as you want to have better control over what you design in your report. The other thing, again, this might only be helpful. Maybe you have the team already designed somewhere and you want to bring it in. So you have a way to browse for teams, you bring in the team, and then just a way of saying that things are uniform on your report. So you have a report that's been standardized and you want the same theme to be used all across your different reports. So you can bring that report in this way, the team in this way. I mean, so now if you now want to get to the colors to use on your report, and I've shared this on different platform, but again, for the sake of from this webinar, so I'm just gonna come here. I come here. So one of the places you can go to is coolers.co. I'm gonna pick this and drop on the chat as well in case anyone wants to pick this up. We're gonna share this here, coolers.co. So if you come here to coolers.co, you notice here that this is still loading up. Internet is not as great today, but let's see. All right. So this is up here. You come here to start the generator, and then you land yourself here. Again, there are many different palettes that you can as well get to use. But if you want to adapt your report customization to your company's brand color, what you can do here is to come here to this camera icon, which helps you extract colors from images. So if I click on this, I can upload an image. So I come here, browser, drop an image. I go to my system. I come here to, I should say picture somewhere. So let me see this PC. Sometimes I don't know how to get to pictures again on the system. So, okay, so if I come here, I'll be able to see pictures this way. Pictures here. So if I come here to pictures, I can just pick something from the idea analytics brand. I put this here, and you see that this already has tried to extract the some colors based on the position of this. So I can say that I want it to come here for this one. For this one, I want it to use this color. And then for this other black here, maybe there's another, maybe this ash. It's, it's actually not picking it as ash. But again, so that's how you can move things around to get to the actual colors that you need. So you pick the different areas within the image, and it gets to extract what the color code is for you. So if I come here now to the ellipses, I say open in the generator. So this is what this gives to us. And then we can now begin to pick the actual codes from here and use on our report. So this is how easy it can be. So now that you have the different color codes, then the next thing for you to do is now to design or to create the layout. How do you want to arrange things on your report? There's a rule of thumb. The way the human mind goes through stuff, it's the brain reads things left to right for languages that are written left to right. If it's a language that is written right to left, the brain would attempt to read and translate right to left. So if you are building stuff for audience that are predominantly left to right readers, then you need to arrange your reporting elements left to right, top to bottom. What that means is that the most, excuse me, the most important elements for your report must start at the top left. And what are some of the most important elements? They are things that have to do with the report information, when the report was last refreshed, some glossaries, meaning of certain acronyms that you have on your report. You start with those so that that already preps the mind of the users that, okay, so when I'm going through this report and I see something PY means previous year. If I see something CY means current year. If I see SPLY, it means same period last year. You have prepped their minds. It's not a case where someone is seeing PY here, they are wondering what it means, and then you are giving them a button to now go to a different page to go and look at glossaries or meanings of those. Or you don't want them to reach out to you. That's not the way to manage report creation. So what I will do here is I can come here to insert, and I come here to shapes, and I use a line. So I use a line to demarcate this. Just a little space at the top here that I can use for all the information that I've described. I'm going to put them somewhere here, and maybe my page navigation as well. Then below the line will now be some key numbers within the business. So some people call these KPIs, some call them metrics, depending on the kind of business that you work in, depending whether you're building something as an analyst or a data scientist. A data scientist might want to call them something else. But again, those are just single numbers that give precise information about what is happening within the business. So you come here now, let's build the first bit here. So I can insert a text box, and I say that is going to be the name of my report. So I say this will be ID Analytics Sales Report. ID Analytics Sales Report. So I have this. I can make this slightly bigger. Maybe 14 would do. And then I make this bold. And for the color, I want to use something pretty deep. So I'm just gonna come here to this, and I pick copy X. You see this? So I copy the X code, and I come here to the color. I come to more colors, and I paste this here. So I have this. So this takes that blue color. Then I can bring this guy here. So this is the ID Analytics sales report. Now I want to have an information below this report that tells my users when this report was last updated. So there's a trick to how this is done. So what I see people do is that for some people, they tend to. So please, if at any point you stop hearing me, please give a prompt so I know that you probably can't hear me at some point. So what I see people do when they want to capture when their report was last updated is they tend to go to their facts table. So they come to the facts table, for example, and they pick the maximum date on the facts table. So this might work only when, number one, your fact table is the only table that you have, is the only fact table that you have. You don't have multiple fact tables, which might have multiple refresh cadence. You have a single fact table on that data model. Number two is you are certain 100% that there will be additional data on that table every single day. What I mean is this: if I run to pick the maximum date on this table, the maximum date might tell me that the maximum was on the 28th of 29 yesterday. So maximum was on the 29 yesterday. And the report is saying that the report was last refreshed on the 29th, whereas I've refreshed the report today. It's just that we don't have new transactions. That would not be a good positioning for that report. So what it means is you're tying your report to when transactions happen. So if transactions don't happen in a week, your refresh date would say that there was no refresh in a week. That's not true. So what you want to do is to be able to wire your report refresh date around the report or around a timestamp that gets populated only when your report refreshes. And the way to do that is, so if I go here quickly to Power Query, so I go here to Power Query, and I come here to new source. I want to add a blank query here. So in this blank query, and again, so Power Query, for people that are not so much conversant with it yet, Power Query allows you to write calculations yourself. So you're able to write functions. You write your calculations using the M code yourself. So I can do equal to, so I know it's date time, fixed local, no, date time dot local now. So that should be what will give us the current timestamp. So I'll just say this time dot local now. So now he has added what I don't need. Then I'll just, this is not asking for any arguments. I'll just, it's this. So this is what I get. So what this gives me is, this is today's date, 30th May 2026, and this is the current time, 5:26 p.m. West African time. And this is the milliseconds bit. Now, once I've gotten this, what I will do is I can come here to say that, you see this, I can convert this to table. So I say, come here, convert this to table. So it puts this into a table for me. And now that I have it in the table, I can now quickly extract every other things that I need from here. Just let me confirm this charger. Seems it's not charging. Okay, good. All right, so I have this. Then what I can do is I click on this, I come here to add column, and I say that as a new column, I want it to extract the date. So the date gets extracted on the new column. If you need a time, you click on this again, come here to time, say you extract just the time. So this is how to go about it. So now I have what I can use. So I come here, I say this is date time. I have the date, I have the time, and the query. I'm just going to rename this. I'll call this last refresh. So that's the name of the table. So that's all. So how this works is, this table remember that this table captures the actual timestamp, and this timestamp would only change when I refresh this table. And this table would only refresh when I refresh the entire model. So which means each time I refresh the entire model, it will get to refresh this table. This timestamp will be updated, and so this will be automatically passed into the function that I'm using to populate the last refresh date. So that's the idea. So come here, close and apply. So now if I come here now, again, that table, it's standalone table. You don't need to connect it on the model. It's not going to filter anything, and you don't want anything to filter it. So I'll come here now. I'll just create a new measure. So I can right click, new measure, and I say that last refresh date equal to, so depending, I can decide to, so I do, if you do a max or you do a main, it's the same thing because you have only one row on that table. So max of date time, that's all I need. If you want to say only the date, that's fine. But if you want the date and time, that's equally fine as well. But I want this, so let me do this in steps so you see the result. So if I pick the max of this, and now I add a card, um, so here's a card visual here. So I have this card visual, and I have this to the card visual. So this is what I get. So I just print this out. So come here to this is the call out, the label. I'll cancel the label. So this is what I have. Now, what I can do again now is this. I actually would have preferred to use the normal card. So let me bring back the normal card. Restore default visuals. So I'll use the normal card for this. Yeah. So I'll take out the label. Now, the other thing you might want to do is, in case you want to format this nicely so that the date appears nicely against the time, I can come here and um, I say format this date, format it in, so I say day of the week, day, then month, then year, then the hour, the minutes, the seconds. So like this. So this will just format it a bit more nicely. So format this day, month, year, hour, minute, seconds. Let me see. I'll bring this back. Say, so format as texts. I see. So let's do this instead. Is it not committing the formulas of what's going on here? It's not supposed to be showing me text. But again, so let's just leave with this for now. So just so we can get to where we want to get, I'll come back to this. So just put this here, and then I can say that reports last refreshed at, concatenate this with this, have this here. Okay, so come here, and then to the values, can make this come down to 15, or maybe slightly lower than that. I have this. You can format this however you want to format it. So I go here to effects, take out the background. So this is here like this. Now, so once this is settled, then assuming that I have some, maybe I have some glue trace I want to add to this. So I can add a shape, I mean a text box, and I just say here that PY is previous year. Then I have CY. Again, this will be dependent on what you have on your report. CY is current year. It depends on the acronyms that you use on your reports. Same period last year. So just make some of this bold. So all this, I'll just reduce the size, and I can bring this guy here. I'll take out the background as well. So I have this here. Then I can now go ahead to now begin to add the your report. So I say I come here to add a card here. Now this is we developing the upper layer of the report, which is something that preps the user about what they will start to go through. If there are certain other information that you want to have here, you can have all of them nicely arranged at the top here, top left, before they start to consume the different elements of your report. So I come here now, assuming we want to have something on, let's say sales. This is what I have on sales. But again, one of the things that we can do to make our report easier to consume is imagine that your entire
We lost your audio at some point, sir. If you're still talking, we can't hear you. Hello, everyone. Let's kindly give Mr.
centered
Muhsin.
around.
Hello, sir. We lost him. Let's kindly give him like a minute to join back.
Yeah, apologies. My internet got tripped. Can anyone hear me now?
Yes, we can.
All right, thank you. So now, let me just share my screen so we can continue. Okay, so now if I go back here. So one of the things we can do is imagine that for all of the numbers that you want to report on, you are able to put them into two categories or three categories. So maybe for sales, there is the current year sales, there is the last year sales, there is the last month sales, last week sales, all related to sales. And you have the same bucket for quantities, you have the same bucket for profit and the likes. So what you can do is to use this new card visual. So the new card visual allows you to create, to add reference measures to the base. Not necessarily that they have to be related, but in a way, it helps you to organize things a lot more coherently. So what you will see here is if I, this one has a single measure for now. So what I can do is if I come here to the format, I come here to the reference labels. So on the reference labels related to this actual card, I can now add a couple of other things. So assuming I have a previous month sales, this doesn't have data. Let me find something that has data. Um, so let's say total sales. I pull this here. Again, these are things that we'll look at some how to create some calculations in this class. So I have this, let's say quantity would also come here. Let's say cost per unit. So I have these all here, but these are not looking nice yet. So how would I manage this? So I can come here to the reference labels layout. So on the reference labels layout, I come here to layout and I see that rather than they going vertically like this, I want them to go horizontal like this. And then for the alignments, I want it to the center aligned and like this. So this is what I have. Then again, you can play around with the shapes, everything. There are a lot of options that you can play around with here. And for the background, I'm just going to turn that off. Now, so for the card itself, I can come here to the card or the multi-card layout. I say there are options to make these styles or to make it in table format, and you can have it horizontal or vertical. So we do not see the effect of it being horizontal or vertical here currently because we only have one thing on the card itself. So if you have multiple things on the card, this is what will define whether you want it all to go horizontal or you want it to go vertical. And then you can decide how many items will be on a column because before it begins to wrap it around. So let me, if I change this to vertical, number of rows, just one row. I want it to fit to space and like that. So there should be an option to make it centrally aligned. Let me see that option. So some the grid is horizontal like this. Do not fit. Okay, fits to space. So this is actually affecting the card itself. Yeah, layout here. Good. Or says vertical. Again, some of these options you just have to check them out, and then you see which one fits your own your specific case. Yeah, so let's just leave this for now the way it is, and then again, one interesting thing about Power BI is let me just pull up one report. So if you have it already designed in one, you can always bring it in and just copy the formatting. So let me say one that doesn't have, or that should have something like this. They should have. So it makes it easier because this is one thing you don't want to keep doing every now and then, having to redesign the entire chart layout. So if you've done it on some reports, can bring in that visual, and you should be able to copy the formatting onto the new one. So let's see something like that quickly. This is someone did hear me. Just allow this come up. Then I should have something here. Okay, so if I pick this card, for example, and then I come here, I think I need to mute somebody here. Okay, so if I come here, I go here, I paste this. So I know this will break for sure. I can come here now and I just put something here. So this formatting now, if I copy the format and I paste it here, so this formatting comes here. And for this formatting now, so what I just need to now do is to come here to my reference labels, and I just, the reference label itself. So I just add all the references here. So you see now that these are all nicely arranged. So for the first time, it might take you some time to go through all the formatting options to get it to be presented the way that you want it. And once you have it all set on a particular report, you can always bring that chart into the new report and copy the formatting across. So we have this. So this is what it looks like. And the benefit of having it this way is that you now have a more coherent arrangement of your metrics or KPIs. So everything that has to do with sales might be here like this, and everything that has to do with maybe this one now has to do with quantity. This is, I'll just push this to the right a bit. I'll reduce the size, and then I can both, align bottom. So I want to just reduce this properties. I want to reduce the width a bit, like so. So we have this, and just to make it easier again for your users, you may want to now add like a label at the top that tells them everything about this chart, but all of those are just more aesthetics. So now once we have this, then the other thing is these are your most important numbers.
We can't hear you in
Let's
case you can hear me, sir.
now begin to now look at the trends and everything. Oh, shit. Hello? Yes, sir. So if I come back here now, I have this here. Sorry, this is wanting me to sign in actually. Um, Now, then the other thing that are important is to now begin to look at trends around the numbers that you have right at the top here. So if I, for example, have a line chart here that looks at the trend of my, or maybe a column chart, as the case may be. So I come here to the sales, and then I pick something also from my dates. So I pick the month, for example, and this is what this looks like. So I just have to clean up this chart a bit. So I go here to the y-axis. So I don't need the y-axis values. I don't need the y-axis title. I come here to the x-axis. I don't need the x-axis title. I only need the values. I also might want to add a data label on this. And then for the actual bars or the columns, I want to change the color to one of these colors here. So maybe I want to use this light blue. So I'll just copy. And for any of the colors here, if you feel that the colors has is too bright or is too deep, you want to change the shade, you can just come here to view shades and you see all of the shades available. So maybe you want to use this instead. So I come here, I come to this, more colors, I paste this here. So this is this. So I'll just add a little border around this effect. So I'll take out the background, I'll add visual border, and the visual border, let me make it this new gray. More colors, so I have this, and this has that border. Might not be that obvious, but the border is there. Then I can duplicate this. I have this for the quantity as well, to look at the trends for quantity. So I'll just change what has been measured here, and I change this to quantity. And then after I've looked at trend, then I can now begin to now look at the report based on the other business dimensions. So I can now have something like this here. These are now layers for details. So I can come here for my sales. I pick the sales, and then I want to now break down my sales by, say, maybe region, for example. Then I clean this up quickly. So I go here to the y-axis. So the y-axis, I do not need the title. And I go again to the x-axis. I do not need the title. I don't need the values as well. And then I pick this. I copy the format and I paste the format on this. So I have this for sales. And then this by region. I might decide I want to have a second one still for sales. But this one will be by maybe by product category. So I have this, I just shift this slightly here, take this slightly to the back. And what you would notice here is that for my product, this last one is not showing completely. So I'll go here. This is setting that has to do with the y-axis. So I come here to the y-axis, and this where you see the maximum width, I'll just pull it out, and then you see that this appears nicely now. So I can duplicate this chart. So this one will now be for quantity. Be for quantity here, and this one will now be for, this will be for sales. For quantity still rather. So what have we done here? We've been able to build a report and layer things out correctly. So here we have every single thing on the left is talking about sales, the quick numbers that are important about sales, the trend about sales, breakdown of our sales numbers by region and by category, and the right side is about quantity. So you have helped your users to be able to go through your report in a coherent way. So that is what you have been able to achieve with this. And so the other thing we might want to do is on each of these now, you may want to give some more bit of description. So if I come here to general to title, so you can change the title instead of it saying some of sales by month to sales by month. And you can as well add a subtitle. So if I come here to subtitle, can say that this gives the trend of sales by the selected period. something like that. So this just gives a bit more explanation about what is going on this chart, because as much as possible, you don't want your users to always come back to you for questions around what your report is saying. So I can pick this color, this one for the title. So I come here, instead of my title being black, so I use this color for my title, and then I make this bold. And then for my subtitle, you may want to change the color depending on your preference. So again, so I can pick this, copy format, put it here, and then I will write the subtitle as well. So for all of these, I can also add a subtitle for them, so that it's pretty much obvious what each of the charts is speaking to. And lastly, here is we now want to enable our users to be able to slice and dice this report. So I can add slicer. So I have a slicer here. I can say that I want them to be able to filter this report by year. I change the year to, the slicer should be drop down, and I don't want all the dates to show. I would want to show something in the current period. So I say maybe, I think I have data for 2023, 4 and 5. So I have this here, like so. I'll just reduce the size of this, and we're able to select options that filters this entire report. So I can format this as nicely as I want, and then I can also add a button navigation. So maybe have a navigator here, page navigator. So I have this. So this page navigator, you can format it as much as you want. So there are a lot of formatting options in the styling, where you want to format the default that is seen. The default is what you see for page 1, page 2, page 3. Then you have options for when you hover your mouse on it, when it's pressed, what should happen, when it's selected, like page 4, what should happen. So all of this, you can customize the different options right here. Yeah, so I think this suffices as a quick class on data visualization. Happy to take our questions in the next couple of minutes, if we do have questions from anybody. Um, Over to you, Missy.
Thank you so much, Mr. Muhsin. That was quite insightful. We have few of us left on the call. If you have questions, you can quickly ask them now, so Mr. Muhsin can give clarity on it. Do we have anyone with questions? All right, the recording will actually be made available. So for those who joined late, we can always go back to watch the recording. So we have quite a few of our shows that you can check out for resources. Our YouTube channel is there. We have a LinkedIn page, and then we also have a WhatsApp community for those who are not there yet. So we can just scan the QR code. I'm sharing my screen, just a few minutes. All right, we can scan the QR code showing on our screen right now to join our WhatsApp group, to visit our LinkedIn page, and also to check out our videos on our YouTube channel. Thank you so much, everyone, for making our time to be on the call tonight. It's quite been a resourceful 1 hour for me. I don't know about others. I It would have been a great miss if I had not attended tonight's webinar. So thank you once again, everyone. If you have questions, you can leave them on the group. If you're on the WhatsApp channel, leave your questions there. Mr. Musin and other experts will be there to attend to your question. Let's have a wonderful evening, and then we'll see us in the last Saturday of June to continue in our Power BI series. Thank you once again. Do have a lovely evening. Bye.